Jedi Ray hype. Or lightsaber Ray. We won't know until the movie comes out. I promise that Lucas will not disclose that to anybody.
Whether or not she's a Jedi?
Yeah, until the movie comes out. But it's been confirmed on the forums that Rey is coming, and all we know right now is that this is going to be the only requirement. That's the only thing they've told us right now, is that Scavenger Rey is going to be required, and it's going to be a hero's journey similar to Commander Luke Skywalker. So we're going to talk about all of that. We're going to talk about good carbs and bad carbs. We're going to talk about the 2-year celebration. We're going to talk about statistics and numbers and fun with this game, because CrazyExcuses happens to be a PhD student in statistics. And so we're going to talk about some of the myths that people do in the game, specifically the 3-sim myth. First things first, talk about these 5 guys right here and why everybody's going hysterical about them right here.
Okay, so we're getting a Rey's Hero's Journey, which, judging by... So Luke's Hero's Journey, you went with the characters that he went with through the movie. So the characters that she went with through the movie are herself, Finn, the veterans, and BB-8.
What do you think about his ears?
They're huge! When we first saw him, all I could think was ears.
Right.
It's just, they're...
Ears!
They're massive. His nose, actually, now that I'm seeing it on the big screen, his nose is really big, too.
Okay.
Chewie hasn't aged a day. He's as gorgeous as ever, but this old geezer is...
So this is the logical choice for what we think is going to be the hero's journey, if it's going to be similar to Luke, right? These are the 5 characters that went through on the journey. You know, both Farm Boy Luke was in it, so Scavenger Luke is. You know, BB-8 was like the first character that got it started. Finn was there the whole movie, and then these 2 popped up towards the end.
And you made a good point that Poe and her never really had any...
There was very little interaction with Poe. So where it becomes tricky is these 2 characters right here are impossible to get right now. Mm-hmm. They're pretty much just paid characters. They're not farmable. Maybe they're going to release them at the last minute, and maybe in a cantina or hard node or a store shop. Nobody knows. And this is all speculation, but I got to tell you, the whole community feels that it's going to be these 5 characters, and it kind of makes sense. Now, first things first, BB-8. BB-8 is not easy to get. Now, you're lucky. You got a 7-star BB-8. First order Stormtrooper is really hard node. That's like a 6-month process if you're doing it. I mean, and you got that a long time ago. And if it's like Luke's Hero's Journey, which is 7-star unlock, you're going to have a 7-star BB-8, which means that in addition to these 5, you're going to need 5 first order. And first order TIE Pilot is kind of hard. And then
it's
so is
first.
Yeah.
At least they're kind of worth it.
They're really good teams. So.
And with episode 8, they're only going to get better.
Yeah.
I think.
So, be ready for that. Now, one of the things that you do, and you helped a lot of people out with your guild, is calculating the panic farming, and you use refreshes than buying packs. So, talk about that a little bit.
So, the way I kind of think about it is, I kind of assume that shards always drop at a 1/3 rate.
Right.
So, if with a full energies refresh, say with Cantina Energy, you can do a full energy in a day.
Right.
And you get about 3 shards, or 1/3 shard drop rate. So if you had like 9 sims in a day, you would get 3 shards per day.
Right.
So with the 100 crystal refreshes on Cantina, each of those would give 3 more shards. So if you do your full energy each day plus 3 of the 100 crystal refreshes, if you're doing the 100 crystal ones, you might as well do 3 in one day. Just expedite the process. Then you'll get 12.
Right.
So when you're looking at how many shards you need, you can see, okay, if I do the 3 refreshes every single day,
right,
how many shards will I be getting? How many am I short?
Right.
And then you can look into, okay, how many will I get for each 200 crystal refresh, and how many of those do I need to do? And you can hopefully try and plan the 200 ones to the later part of the week in case you get lucky with the 100s.
Or if you're under,
And that helps you plan a little bit so you're not doing the 200 ones unnecessarily early in the week. You're not buying the packs unnecessarily.
Buying the packs,
Some of the people with the first order Stormtrooper, they just had to buy that pack that gave the 80 shards.
Right.
They just had to because they looked and they planned and they were like...
Well, it was a good value considering the whole thing though, right?
Unless you had him 6-star, you kind of had to buy the pack, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm going to be okay with this event if it comes out 5-star. And, like, I don't mind waiting. Like, I didn't mind waiting for Thrawn. but this is going to be a long wait. These are like hard stuff to get. I don't think a lot of people, if they make it like this screen right here, I think a lot of people are just going to have to get it the second time around. Unless they just want to buy it depends on how we can get those too, but even this is hard because you're going to need the First Order Stormtrooper is a mess. Let's talk about good carbs and bad carbs. You've got bad carbs over there.
Are these bad or good?
Bad, I don't know. They're good carbs in my opinion. And then with Carbantes, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so like when I'm trying to get Carbantes, there's this myth right now that if you sim 3 at a time, you actually get more. Mm-hmm. Tell everybody how that is just like impossible to program and just 100% not true. Because it drives me crazy too, but I've talked to someone that I respect. The same person, I think. Yeah. There's a person that we both have a lot of respect for that really strongly believes in this 3 sim thing. And it just, please tell me that is not mathematically not possible.
So, and this person had like cited theories that I hadn't heard. I don't know. I just can't wrap my brain around it. So I program probability. That's like my job. That's what I do. And whether you do 3 or 5 or 1 or your whole energy, it should come out to the same number. That's just probability theory. And having it be different based on a multiple of 3, or like I can't even fathom how you would program that or what programming would lead to that. Like, it's such a simple thing to program RNG. People have said that they've run the numbers and it's what they see, and I if that's what they see, it is, but I just can't see how it's possible. Yeah. I couldn't even program that if I tried. I mean, without like hard coding it in. Like, I can't think of a coding that would result in that. You know what I mean? It blows.
It doesn't make any sense. I don't even know how you would do that at all.
And I mean, to support my case, this is like single case explanation. But I beat a ton of people to a 7-star Captain Han, and I simmed my entire energy at a time. I didn't do 3 at a time. I simmed my whole energy at a time, and I beat them to 7-star Captain Han.
Well, I've always do all of mine. I don't have time to do 3 at a time.
I know, it takes so long.
The 3 at a time, I don't have time. It doesn't even make sense to do that, let alone talk about whatever.
So,
yeah.
I think it's fine to just do your whole energy. Save your time, do your Galactic War like a good player.
Also, too, 2-year celebrations coming up, and other than giving away 3 Chewy shards.
That was my favorite part ever. If you've forgotten, for the 1-year anniversary, we got a bunch of crystals, which is awesome, and 3 Chewy shards.
Yeah, but that was a reference to like an earlier, when they tried to compensate people at the beginning of the year, and everybody got really upset. That was a joke.
There was a reason for it?
Yeah.
Oh.
This goes back to like when the game had like only a couple months. There was some sort of blackout, or I don't know exactly what happened, but Reddit went insane because the compensation was 3 Chewy shards. And then so when they gave it at the 1 year, that was actually like a dig at like what they did.
Oh my god.
You know, so it seems to be like a running joke.
Okay, so what would it be this year, though?
I don't know, but we do have some way of giving some feedback on what the reward should be. I think everybody wants crystals and zetas, but I don't know if that's going to be. Carbantes is all I want, and
credits.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And one of the other ideas that a lot of people have talked about is maybe make like all the legendary events available on one day for like 1 day only. Every single legendary event pops up. And if you've played through it before, you can replay it and just see all the cinematics, and maybe it'll just give you like a 100 crystal reward. I thought that was a pretty good idea for the 2 years. How long have you been playing? Like the Yoda event. I don't even remember the Yoda event. It happened such a long time ago. You started playing like 5 days after the game came out. So be sure to go and check out Crazy's channel, and she's got lots of great stuff over there, and she comes at it from a statistic point of view, which is kind of. And she confirmed to me that the $12.99 packs average 7 shards. It's pretty, I tried doing it, it was like 6.85, but I think everybody else is saying 7.
Yeah, and I never even got the 330 drop, ever.
Ever got a 330 drop? The one guy did, when he was like 20 shards away. Oh my god, sorry. I don't know that guy. I don't know who that person is, but I saw a screenshot of someone like very close and then getting, oh my goodness, terrible. All right guys, thanks so much for watching, and keep on gaming.